Alright, what's good? We are gonna be ranking the Black Ops 3 Zombies Pack-a-Punch quests from worst to best. No tier list involved, just straight to the business. Now I'm grading the scale based on how enjoyable the quest is as a whole, and also whether or not there's any monotonous bits or kind of redundant, repetitive bits that just aren't that deep or really engaging. I like Pack-a-Punch quests that are somewhat difficult and also make you think. And I may or may not be just the slightest bit of bias, but that's how we all are as human beings. Join me as we rank the Pack-a-Punch quests in Black Ops 3 from worst to best. Now, coming in at the absolute worst, this might be controversial, but it is certainly Der Eisendrache. Der Eisendrache. Now, the reason Der Eisendrache is the absolute worst Pack-a-Punch quest in all of Black Ops 3 Zombies is because all you do is you turn on that switch there to turn on power, and then you interact with that Pack-a-Punch machine to teleport it, and then you just do it again. You find another Pack-a-Punch machine to teleport and interact with, and then guess what? Maybe there's like a little fight, maybe you'll be brought somewhere else. Well, you are brought somewhere else. You go in this teleporter, which is pretty cool. You make your way up some stairs next to a rocket. Guess what? The Pack-a-Punch is right there in front of you. It just forms into physical form. Now, the next one on our list is Revelations, okay? Revelations, the reason why it's this low is because it's just kind of very similar to Shadows of Evil, you know? Except there's just less to it. All you do is you activate these generator ritual things, and then you fight off the Guardians and those other dudes that walk on all fours. I forgot their names. They are cool designed, but this quest is way too similar to Shadows of Evil to be higher up. And you don't even have to find a part or do anything. You just walk up to the machines, activate it, and defend. I will give it credit for this part though. This part is pretty sick, and probably the only reason why it has some points and why it is above the stale Der Eisendrache quest. You sit here at this machine, once you have all the generators complete, then the Apothecon will fly over, you gotta interact with the machine, you trap the Apothecon, and then you make your way down the stairs. Once the Apothecon is captured, you will see it be in place with its mouth open, gaping wide open, waiting for you to enter. And once you enter through the teeth of halls, you make your way over to what I think is maybe this thing's heart, and you shoot these veins here. Maybe it's a stomach, another stomach, I don't know. But anyway, after you shoot them all, your Pack-a-Punch machine falls down and you can get yourself a Pack-a-Punch Kuda. Overall, this quest, it's pretty simple. Revelations, we all know it's an easy map. I really like how you get to the machine and the area of the Pack-a-Punch machine itself. It is really, really cool. And sometimes you'll have spiders come get you, which is also very cool. But overall, Revelations could have done better. Next up on our list, we have probably what is my favorite map in Black Ops 3, Garad Krovi. Now, Garad Krovi is what I like to call engaging, fun, and it just has what you could want. Basically, after you grab code cylinders from killing zombies after turning on power, you put whatever code cylinder that corresponds with the certain area on the map, whether it be the tank factory, whether it be the one at power, whether it excuse me, whether it be the one at the library. You put it in the machine and then you get a Graph module to spawn. You gotta run to it, you can find it with the beacon, and then you gotta defend the Graph module. And then you get your first circuit piece, and then once you do that 2 more times, you finally get to ride the dragon, which is so epic and is definitely giving this quest points. Even though you can't interact with or control the dragon, it is still such an amazing, magnificent set piece. And I remember this blew my mind when I saw it for the first time. I remember I didn't even watch gameplay or like a cutscene of this. I just heard and I wanted to see for myself. And then once you make it here, you will find your Pack-a-Punch machine. Overall, Garad Krovi is pretty enjoyable. I could be biased just because it's one of my favorite maps, but I just really like the defending of the code cylinders, and you can actually fail the step. It's a lot harder to fail than in Revelations, and you can't even fail Horizon Drex. But next up on our list, we have Zetsubo no Shima. Now, if this was just my maps from least favorite to favorite, Zetsubo would not be this high up there, maybe a little lower. It's a great map, but I do need to play it more. But basically, you find a bucket, and then you'll go to water that's specifically under the labs, and then you will bring that water to that generator there, and then you'll get what is called temporary power. Now you need to hurry up, make your way to the other lab, and then fill your bucket up with the water that's under that lab. And during this whole moment, you only have a set number of like minutes or seconds to complete it, and then you'll just put the water and the generator in the other lab, and then you'll have what is called temporary power. Now this temporary power can run out, so you need to quickly make your way to the bunker in order to open it. If you don't make it in time, you will have to repeat this step over again, and I like how you get punished if you're not fast enough. Then you'll fight the Thrasher. The Thrasher is very nice, and it's a cool, like, little, I don't know. It's not really a set piece, but it's just cool that you open it and out comes the Thrasher. After you get past the Thrasher, there will be an area for you to go underwater, and you have to interact with those cobwebs, slash them open, which I do enjoy. And I actually didn't learn this my first time, but you can just drown. Just like that. So if you're not paying attention, you will drown, but if you basically kill all the zombies and hold your breath and go up for air, you can eventually turn on the power, as I did there. Yeah, and so basically you need to find another part in this underground cavern section. You gotta bob up for water, and then eventually you will find this part there. And then you gotta make your way in this area that has really similar Mob of the Dead vibes. There will be these zombies hanging in cobweb. You got a knife and then kill. And then after you do that a few times, you will eventually find that piece right there that will be in a certain trapped zombie. And then once you have those three pieces, you'll make your way back to this like pump thing. And then you'll interact with the pump. And then you can drain the water, and then once you have the water drained, you will actually have access to Pack-a-Punch. Now, Shadows of Evil is number 1 on our list because of the beast mode. No matter how many times I've played this map time and time again, it never gets boring. I like how you have to traverse the map and use an alternate way of movement, that being the beast. Very similar to Afterlife and Mob of the Dead. And Mob of the Dead is basically either my first or second favorite map of all time. But basically, you'll do these rituals after you grab the summoning key at first, and then whatever part that retains to the character in each district of the map. You'll basically just evade these keepers, run around, you'll shoot them, and then after you evade them for long enough, the ritual will be complete, and you'll grab a gate worm. You'll do this again in each different district, each with different areas to grapple on. It is the same thing over and over, but I don't know. This was very unique to me at the time. I just really loved the callback to Mob of the Dead and the fact that you have to be quick with it, because if you're not quick enough, like I barely was there, you will just have to restart and you will be punished. So the map pretty much rewards those who work towards the map and work with basically remembering but also mastering the beast mode and the map mechanics, if that makes sense. So if you take the time to pretty much memorize the spots, you're golden. And I like that aspect in video games because it's basically asking you to just do more than something monotonous, like the Der Eisendrache quest. And then basically you'll fight that Margwa after your second ritual, such a sick boss. You'll basically do this ritual 2 more times at other locations, and then after that, you can finally open this like giant ritual area here. You'll have a few words with the Shadow Man. He'll disappear. You'll place each gate worm into these grails, which is just so sick to me. Very atmospheric. And then, once you have all gate worms in the 4 grails, you will then start the final ritual for you to open Pack-a-Punch. You kill this Margwa, and then you can get your Pack-a-Punch Haymaker. This was the Black Ops 3 Zombies Pack-a-Punch quest, ranked from worst to best. I really appreciate you for watching. Tune in for more Black Ops 3 and just Black Ops Zombies content in general. Peace.